Hello everyone, this is Milka. Thank you for joining me again for my third video. I'm so happy that everyone is here with me today. Those who come and view my little videos, thank you. Excuse me. Yeah, everything has been well with me. Things have been moving, things have been shaking. As you can see, I'm very happy and healthy. Yes, the baby is still here, so I'm just here to give you guys a little update about what's going on with me now, where I'm at, where I plan to be, things of that nature. Yeah, so my children are in the background making noise, so I'm sure y'all can hear them. So anyways, guys, everything has been good with me. A little bit of an update. Around the beginning of my third trimester, I ended up starting a new job. I started a job working from home. So I was super happy and super blessed. It was pretty crazy because I was like, how am I gonna do this job in my third trimester? How am I really gonna start this job? It's gonna be weird because I'm about to have a baby, and then at the same time I'm starting a brand new job. But let me tell you guys, it's been 4 weeks into this new job and I've been doing it. I wake up in the morning, I do my job, and then on top of it, I take care of my other 2 children, my 2 boys, and I'm taking care of myself, and I'm also, making sure that the baby is healthy, everything is going fine with my pregnancy. Yeah, so another update is that right now I'm at week 40. Just yesterday, I entered into my 40th week of pregnancy. Yes, I was due November 19th. I was expecting the baby to come a couple of days after November 19th. I was anticipating giving birth around that time. But everything didn't go as planned. I'm still here. I'm still pregnant at 40 weeks. I'm still hoping and praying for the best. Yeah, so everything in terms of yep, I'm always gonna be making pauses in my videos because I have my other 2 in the living room and they're always making noise. So anyways, you guys, yes, in terms of with me health wise, everything is going great. I've planned everything out for the home birth. I've gotten everything that I feel like that I need that's gonna make me feel safe and secure to give birth at home. I've also got everything I need for the baby. The clothes, the diapers, the little blankets, the little bed sheets, just everything that's gonna make the baby feel comfortable. And for me, I've done some preparations to give birth at home. I've gotten some pads I can lay on the floor or on the bed if need be. Towels. What else? Cleaning things things to cut the umbilical cord. Though I was thinking about doing a lotus birth where I just let the umbilical cord dry out naturally by itself, but I've never done that before, so I really don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. But yeah, we'll see how things go. I'm just planning on giving birth at home. I feel like I'm prepared. I've gotten everything that I need that's gonna help me to feel comfortable to give birth at home with just me and my husband, because I was not able to solidify a midwife because of the finances. The midwives are so expensive, and I was just now really working around that time to the point where I was able to afford them out of pocket for myself, and the health insurance was not covering it. And even though I did get a new job, you know, I just didn't feel like I had enough time in between, you know, taking on my new health insurance from my new job to introducing myself to a new midwife and getting covered for the insurance, and just going through that whole process of trying to search for midwife last minute and seeing if the health insurance covers it and dealing with all that. I was like, you know what, like it's fine, like I'm not gonna deal with that right now. You know, like I'm a month out to my due date, and at this point I'm just gonna trust the process and attempt to I'm really gonna not attempt I'm really trusting God on this one, in terms of how the baby is gonna come, and everything was fine, everything was moving. I have my routine. I wake up in the morning, I do my job, I work on my computer, I take care of my boys, I take care of my family and everything. But yesterday it was just really, really rough for me, because sometimes I feel like, the people surrounding me don't believe in me, they have doubt in me, and believe that I'm not okay. They believe that maybe I should, go to the hospital and everything. And I hear everyone's concerns, and I understand everyone's concern. And like I said, I have not totally ruled out going to the hospital. That's not something that I've totally ruled out and said absolutely not, because at the end of the day, it's really not realistic. Anything can happen to the baby, to me, to the point where like I'm gonna need the hospital. But I'm just hoping, within my soul, within my heart, I'm really praying to the Most High. I just talk out to Him, and I just say, please God, like, can you help me to be able to deliver this baby, at home with just me and my husband, and the baby comes out totally fine and healthy. So last night I was just having like a panic attack, a very, very bad panic attack. I was like, I'm over, I'm not overdue. People tell me you're overdue, you're 40 weeks. I'm like, no, I'm not overdue actually. 40 weeks is just at the very last, that's the last week, and you're overdue when I think you reach into like the 41 weeks, 42 week mark. Right now I'm just 40 weeks. So I'm trying to wait it out. I'm just trying to wait it out. I'm just praying and hoping and wishing that I just go into labor naturally, like my water breaks naturally. Like I really don't want to go to the hospital, because I know what will be next. When I go to the hospital, they're going to induce me. And that's the thing I'm trying to really avoid. If you guys can just pray for me and just, send all your best wishes out for me, I don't want to be induced, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being induced. There's nothing wrong with giving birth in the hospital, but for me, personal experience, like I just have fear of the hospital. I have fear of being induced, like, having that medicine go in my veins and how it just like, forces the contractions and everything, and how it made me feel, how it makes me feel terrible. I end up being in a lot of pain and discomfort, and I just feel like, I have no control of the situation in terms of like, being able to see how my birth goes in the way that I want it. I know, I just feel like I'm out of it. It's just, by the time they give you the medicine, that's it. Like, you're hooked up to the machine because they're monitoring you. They're giving you that medicine that, is it what, Pitocin? That's what they use to induce people or to induce pregnant women. And at this point, I'm 40 weeks. So if I wait out another 40 weeks, another week, I'm going to be 41 weeks, right? So if I see that things are not progressing right, because my husband is getting very, very worried, and my mother too, and all my other friends and family around me, they're so worried about me. They feel like I really need to go to the hospital to be induced. I'm like, number one, you cannot. Maybe you can. I've never tried it, but I don't think you can just walk into the hospital or walk into the clinic where you're going to give birth and be like, oh, okay, doctor, I'm ready to be induced. I think there is like hey guys, I'm back again. I took a little pause, but yeah, I think there's like some like rules and guidelines, and in terms of like how far along you are health wise, things of that nature. If the baby's doing okay, if you're doing okay, I think they can even let you go as far as 42 weeks. I don't know. Everyone has different experiences. I've been seeing so many different experiences on YouTube, and I don't want to watch and start making comparisons, because how this baby is going to come is just going to be totally different from how all the other babies come. I'm going to have my own experience, and sometimes right now I'm really stressed out. Really, to tell the truth, I'm having anxiety, stress, and fear, because I feel like maybe the baby is not gonna be like I'm not gonna go into labor naturally. That's what I feel like. I won't be able to go into labor naturally. It makes me sad, and I feel like maybe like the pregnancy might progress on into like 41 weeks or 42 weeks, and then I would have to go to the hospital and be induced, and go through that thing that I those the same way I had the other two, which is fine, because I'll be happy that the baby's out anyways. So alright, you guys, sorry, I was just getting emotional because it's hard. It's been really hard. It's been really emotional because I have my one girlfriend who is really supportive, and she always gives me encouraging words. She's so encouraging, she's so supportive, and she says, what, Milka, whatever you want, she supports me through my decisions and things like that. And even if the decision, even if maybe it doesn't go as I planned, I know she's not going to be someone who's going to like judge me or point a finger or anything like that. And I'm not saying that my other family members are going to do that or anything like that, but I just feel like I didn't really have anyone who really believes in me. Yeah, I feel like I don't really have anyone who believes in me, like fully, like someone who really fully believes in me. And even when I had called this lady to see if she can offer me some supports, the doula, and she wasn't being supportive either. I feel like it's just me, myself, and I. Like I have to believe in myself. I have to really, this time, if I really, really want to do this, if I'm really trying to do this, to really, really, really try to give birth at home and have the baby at home, I really have to believe in myself, support myself, and encourage myself, and tell myself that I can do it, and that the baby's gonna come, and that that maybe I will be able to go into labor naturally at home, hopefully my water breaks naturally. Even with my second son, my water did break naturally by itself at home, and that's when I end up going to the hospital because I wasn't educated back then about home births. If I knew back then what I knew now, if my water had broken back then with my second son, I would have just stayed home and went into labor at home and had him, because I was lucky to have my water break. But I was so fearful that I went straight to the hospital, and then they ended up inducing me, even though my water broke. But I don't know. Yeah, so that's what I'm scared about. I don't want to be induced. I don't want the hospital environment. I just want to really give birth to the baby in the comfort of my home. I feel like it's going to be easier for me. It's going to be better for me, and it's going to just make me more comfortable. But at this point right now, at the 40-week mark, I feel like I have absolutely no support and encouragement from those around me. Even my husband, but he doesn't. I think he's just scared. He doesn't want anything to happen to me. He doesn't want anything to happen to the baby. So he's just more inclined that we go to the hospital, which is okay. Like I can go, at this point I'm like, I'm not just gonna go now out of the blue, like pack my bag. I'm not even in labor and then just go to the hospital and ask the doctor to induce me, because that's what my family is is telling me. They're like, just go to the hospital and tell the doctors to induce you. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, the baby, I want the baby to come out when the baby is ready. I want to go into labor naturally. I want things to just organically happen. I don't want to just go up to a doctor and just be like, yeah, induce me, and force the baby to contract or force myself into contractions unnaturally, and that leads to its own set of complications, and with the woman and with the baby too, it puts the woman and the baby under stress. Those forced contractions, because they come on so strong, so very strong. I've never ever been in labor naturally without being induced. So for the third time, I want to finally be or go into have a natural labor. Yeah, I want to finally go into labor naturally without any being induced and anything, any of those things, and I just know for a fact that if I go into the hospital, I will be induced. Like, it's like a definite, it's like a thing, it's like a thing they do to a lot of women, like that's what the women go in there and they get induced, and unless like you go into labor naturally and your contractions are so far along, then you just go to the hospital and you just push the baby, and that's about it. That'll be a great option for me too if things are not going well at home in terms of me trying to give birth at home, and I feel like, let's transition to the hospital. But at least I would know that I had labor at home. I didn't get induced. I wasn't in the hospital for hours and hours and hours. When you get induced, it feels like forever, like you're in the hospital for so many days and stuff like that. And it would just be so much more different and so much more healthy for me if I can just go into labor at home. And if the baby can come when I'm at home, that would be the most amazing thing. I would really, 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 really thank God, and I'll be so thankful unto the Most High if I can just be able to, really have the baby at home. But if not, option B that I would really love is if I can labor at home, and if really, really need be, I can go straight to the hospital. And option 3, the very, very, very last option, the very, very, very last option that I really hope God doesn't take me there again for the third time, is going into the hospital to be induced. So yeah, it's been rough. I have to support myself and encourage myself and everything, but I'm trying my best. I'm gonna cut the video off now because I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling strong like I was. Like literally, it's like day and night. Like a week ago, I was like, oh yeah, I got this. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna push the baby out at home. Like I was all confident. I'm like, yeah, I'm strong. Everything was going well. Like I had so many people coming against me, but I was just fighting everyone off. I'm like, nah, whatever. But now it's just like, all those words are finally like bogging down on me and taking away all the faith that I had in myself. It's just so low. It's very, very low. But yes, so the next video I'll be making, it'll be an update of how the baby came, of how I gave birth. So I really hope that you guys stay tuned and wait for that video. I'm hoping for the best. I'm wishing for the best. I'm praying for the best outcome. You know what? Everyone has their preferences, which is wonderful. People have their preferences in life, but then there's God's will. There's your will and there's God's will. So I'm just praying that my will aligns with God's will in terms of how I go into labor and delivery. I'll pray that our wills align perfectly and they match up. The will that I have for my labor and delivery is in match with God's plan. That if God has another plan for me to bring this precious baby into this world, that's God's will. And I just pray, regardless of whatever happens, how the baby gets here, that the baby gets here very happy and healthy, and at the end of it all, that I'm still also healthy and that everything goes well. So thank you everybody for supporting me and for always wishing me well, and I will see you guys next time when I have the baby. Thank you.